Just 176 teams remain in the Texas high school football playoffs, and we will cut that number in half this weekend in the regional semifinals. This is Thanksgiving, so glue friendly, or else I'll take away the glue, and then nobody will have any glue to glue with. We're fixing to pick them. Welcome in to Fixin' to Pick'em in partnership with the NFHS Network, your guide to the Texas High School Football Weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving. We've reached the regional semifinals, the third round of the Texas High School Football playoffs, and the games are getting bigger, the spotlight's getting brighter. I'm picking every single game. I'm either going to mention it verbally or it's scrolling down here at the bottom, so check to see where I pick your favorite team. For now, we start in Houston. Noon Friday at Houston's NRG Stadium. It's a battle of Class 6A defending champs as the Katy Tigers take on the Galena Park North Shore Mustangs in 6A Division I play. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, between the tackles. This goes on both sides of the ball, but this is especially true when Katy has the ball. Remember, this is a Katy Tigers team that wants to line it up and run it at you. They got a big offensive line and a bevy of running backs. We don't know the status of DeAndre Glass, their star running back. He was a little banged up in their area round win over Cy Ranch, but they will be going up against a very fierce North Shore defensive front led by defensive end Kaylavon Chason. Simply put, who wins in that battle of strength on strength, Katy's offensive line or North Shore's defensive line? Key number two, North Shore's wide receiver blocking. So North Shore does want to run between the tackles with their quarterback Bryant Beatty and their running back Kerryon Hadnot, but a lot of their damage comes on the outside, getting the ball out to their playmakers in space like wide receiver L. Troy Potts. That's where it's up to the other North Shore wide receivers to block this very good, very active Katy defense. This is a very fundamentally sound and fast Katy defense. Who wins out when those two go head to head? And key number three, turnover margin. So let's be clear, it would be pretty surprising if this game were decided by more than about 10 points. This figures to be a very close game. That's where turnover margin is really going to play a factor here. Every turnover here is going to be amplified and magnified. That's the key here, is who can take care of the football better. Who am I picking? It's pretty much a coin flip, but I think I'm going to go with North Shore. I really like their physical front seven, and I think that quarterback Bryant Beatty makes a couple of plays himself to pull away from this outstanding Tigers attack. I think this is a low-scoring game. I think both defenses shine, but I think North Shore moves on. 4 o'clock Friday afternoon in San Angelo at San Angelo Stadium. It's the Allen Eagles visiting the San Angelo Central Bobcats in 6A Division I play. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, the trenches. So San Angelo Central's had a great year, and they are a very explosive team. We'll get to that in just a moment. But up front, this is going to be their biggest challenge they've faced by a factor of about 1,000. This Allen defensive front is deep, and they are physical, and they are mean. And it happens on the other side as well with their offensive line. San Angelo Central is probably not going to win in the trenches, but can the Bobcats play that to a draw and mitigate Allen's biggest advantage? Key number two, Allen in a shootout. So if you know Allen from winning titles in 2012, 2013, and 2014, you know they had this big, explosive offense with quarterback Kyler Murray. And don't get me wrong, their offense is still pretty darn good, but it's not the kind of offense that can roll out of bed and put up 50 points. San Angelo Central, on the other hand, has been putting up 50, 60, 70 points with regularity with quarterback Cal Vincent and company. If this game gets up into the 40s and in the 50s, which was where San Angelo Central wants to get this game offensively, can Allen keep up? And key number three, geography. So this is twofold. First of all, the fact that this game is at San Angelo Stadium in San Angelo means a great deal here, because Allen is going to have to get on a 4.5-hour bus ride and travel to San Angelo, where, by the way, the Bobcats are 22-1 in their last 4 seasons. Remember, Allen doesn't travel much. The farthest they've traveled this year is a 30-minute bus ride to Mesquite last week. So that's one part of it. The other part of it's a little more nuanced, and I'll try to explain. So the major metropolitan areas have largely dominated the 6A and 5A ranks over the past decade or so. West Texas has, in a lot of respects, been left behind. They have the 2009 Abilene State Championship, but besides that, there is a gap between the major metropolitan areas like DFW and West Texas. Now, I think San Angelo Central is the best team to come out of West Texas since that 2009 Abilene title team, but how big is the gap between West Texas and DFW? Who am I picking? I'm going with San Angelo Central. I will say I do think this game is a coin flip. I think San Angelo Central being at home is very key to this one. I think that San Angelo Central's got the speed to give Allen a lot of trouble. I do think this is the best team that both teams have played this year. Beyond that, in a coin flip game like this, I mean, come on. We're a nation of underdogs, right? San Angelo Central is definitely the underdog in this one. Allen's got every advantage you could want. They're the biggest school in the state of Texas. And so, in a coin flip game like this, I'd rather lose with David than win with Goliath. I'm taking Central. What a matchup in 5A Division I play, 2 o'clock Saturday at Kyle Field in College Station as Cedar Park takes on Manville. Battle of unbeatens in this one. This is a really interesting matchup because I do think that Cedar Park has the best defense that Manville has seen so far. But I think Manville can match up with them physically, and I think their speed on the outside will be the difference. I like the Mavericks. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Ram Stadium in Mineral Wells. It's Abilene Wiley taking on Argyle. I love the fact that this game is happening. Remember, they were supposed to play in non-district play, but weather cost us this matchup. I think Abilene Wiley has grown as the season has moved on, and they are a very tough test for Argyle. But I think the Argyle defense is playing so well right now that I think the Eagles move on. And 7 o'clock Friday at Baytown Stallworth Stadium. It's the Port Neches Groves Indians taking on College Station. This P&G team is hotter than a firecracker right now. Their quarterback, Rashawn Johnson, is playing outside his mind. Can they get past what's been a very good College Station defense? I think College Station has the slight edge in this one. I'm going with the Cougars. But those are far from the only big games in the regional semifinals of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. And remember, if I don't mention your game, it's scrolling down here at the bottom. Let's get to the lightning round. In 6A Division I like the Woodlands to beat Austin Bowie, and Austin Westlake beats Laredo United. Ton of great matchups in 6A Division II. I like DeSoto to beat Abilene. I think Mansfield gets revenge over Cedar Hill, and Klein Collins just barely over John Tyler. I like Friendswood over Katy Cinco Ranch, and San Antonio Churchill beats Laredo United South. In 5A Division I like Denton Ryan over Lubbock Monterey. Give me Mansfield Legacy over Frisco Wakeland, and Dripping Springs beats Mission Vets. In 5A Division II, I like Aledo to beat Abilene Cooper. Give me Lancaster to edge Wiley East, and Corpus Christi Cal Allen beats Bernie Champion. 4A Division I now, I like Midlothian Heritage to stay hot with a win over Kennedale. I think that Henderson beats Carthage for a second time this year, and Waco La Vega takes down Somerset. In 4A Division II, I like Seminole over Monahans, and Gilmer takes down Jasper. I like West Orange Stark to beat Belleville, and Cuero takes care of Wimberley. In 3A Division I like Wall to beat Littlefield, and I'm buying in on the Farmers. I like Farmersville to beat Pottsboro. In one of the best games of the week, I like Malakoff to beat Rockdale, and Hallettsville takes down Altair Rice Consolidated. 3A Division II action, I like Sonora over Childress, and Gunter beats Henrietta. In the Battle of Unbeatens, I like Newton to beat Elysian Fields, and East Bernard just barely over Lexington. In 2A Division I think Post stays hot with a win over Abernathy, and Mart edges Crawford. I like Centerville to beat Lovelady, and Refugio beats Ben Bolt. Really tough games to call in 2A Division II, but I like Wellington to beat Hamlin and Ira, and just barely over Albany. I think Tenaha takes down Iola, and one of the sneaky best games in the state, I think Flatonia beats Bruni. And we got regional finals in 6-man action in 1A Division I like Jonesboro over Zephyr, and in 1A Division II, I think Richland Springs gets their biggest test, but they beat Calvert. That's going to do it for Fixing to Pick'em in partnership with the NFHS Network. What am I wrong about? Remember, I picked every single game scrolling down here at the bottom, so make sure you go rewind and see where I picked your game. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the Texas High School Football Playoffs. We'll see ya.